Hi everyone. So in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to push the data from our PHP SDK into AWS SQSQ. So let's begin. So to begin this off, I have already created a simple form, and here we'll be able to select a couple of values. So I've just given some dummy values here, and in terms of the and I've also given one input field. So here we can give any value we want, and our objective here is that we want to push these data into an SQSQ. So here I'll just give some value like I am from the form, and after we have given this value, so I'll just show you the code in the backend on what we have up till now. So this page that we looked at, let me go back. So here it is on my local host. So in index.php I have added this form. So it's nothing but a simple html form, and here I have given a couple of values as well as an input field in order to enter some text. Once we submit this form, it'll go to this file called push to sqs.php. So what this does is that here I have included the AWS SDK. So in order to include this, if you see right in our directory, I already have one AWS folder. If you want to get this, you have to install the AWS SDK. So how we essentially do that is you can follow along with this tutorial. I'll paste the link to this in the description, and what we can do is that we just need to execute this command. What this will do is that this will just add this particular AWS related files and all of the common functions that's required like into our code. So after we have included that, we can then directly just run like require AWS autoloader.php, and then everything will work. So here first we're including the SQS client, and if you see here, as of now we have to include the key secret as well as the queue URL. So in terms of the queue URL, I'll be going over what values to put for all of this. So first let's go to AWS, and so I'm going to IAM, and for my IAM user I'm going to go to users, and I already have a user here which I'm logged in with. As you can see here, we don't have the access keys for this particular user. So let's go ahead and click on the create access key button, and here we'll have a different options shown here. Let's click on the second option here, which basically enables us to access AWS services from our local environment. So I'm clicking on this, and I'm going to confirm and click on next. It's asking us some tag value which is optional. Let me just give some test key as the tag, create access key, and now we have a set of access keys that are there. So I'm going to copy this secret key and go to my code and paste it into this place. So where we have AWS secret, I'm going to like paste it there, and I'm going to copy this access key and paste it into this AWS key variable. Great. So now we have the access keys for our AWS account. Now we need to create that SQSQ. So in order to do that, let's go to let's search for SQS, and once we're here, we can click on create queue. So over here, we're going to see like two options. One is a standard queue, and one is a FIFO queue. A FIFO queue is basically a first in first out queue, and what this means is that it'll make sure that the order of the uh, messages is preserved. So as of now, let's just go ahead with the standard queue and give the name as let's say YouTube SQS tutorial. So after we have given this name, let's go down. and we have different encryptions options, and let's just keep it as it is. Access policies, we'll just have it at the basic ones. And all of the other options are going to be as is, and we're going to click on create queue. And as you can see, this has been created successfully. So now let's copy this URL that we have and paste it into our queue URL. So now we have all of the configuration set. And to just go over the code, what it does is that it basically forms a message body, and our send to SQS function basically has the key secret values as well as all the other parameters that we need to pass in, and we will call this send message function. So what this will do is essentially push the data from our local environment into SQS. So let's execute this code. I'm going back to my form. I've selected, let's say, technology, and I've put this message. I'm going to submit the form, and now you can see that it has been successfully pushed. Now to view this particular message, let's go back to our AWS console and click on this send and receive messages, like under our queue. And once you have done that, we can click on poll for messages, and as you can see here, our message has arrived at this time. So we can click on this ID and it'll basically show our values. So to show the attributes, and you can see here our values that we had sent from the form are in the SQS queue. So this is how we do it. And in the next video, I'll be going over how we can utilize this data in a Lambda function. And as always, before you finish off, you will have to delete your SQS queue. So let's go here. We can also purge the data. Purge basically removes all of the messages in the queue. So let's purge it, and I'm going to go here and click on delete. So before I delete, I like to show you what happens if we don't have the correct access keys. So let me go over to IAM, and what I'm going to do is delete my access keys. So going to user, YouTube user, and this access key that I have, let me see how I can delete it. Let's go to security credentials, and under there we have access keys. So I'm going to actions and clicking on deactivate, or let's just delete it for now. And it asking me to like copy paste the key. So let's first deactivate it and let's delete it. Okay, so this access key is now deleted. Now let's try to like push another message, test message, submit form. Now you'll see that we're getting an error, that basically that we don't have authentication. That's why we're getting a 403 forbidden response. So that's pretty much it. In the next video, I'll be going over how we can essentially access the values that we're pushing from our form via a Lambda function. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.